Hey, what's up, guys? I am back with another video. Hope everyone is doing well. This is going to be a general reading for Cancer. Now, you know, Cancer, I'm just going to keep saying in every video. I apologize in advance for any background noise, especially that it's hot, so I may put the AC on. But anyway, Cancer, if you're new, welcome to Casual Tarot. Just remember, Cancer, it's a big world, so it is general, and this is definitely not professional advice. You do what you want, Cancer. Now, Cancer, as I was pre-shuffling, I do want to say that I feel like some of you are like, it's like there's something you either want to do or you need to do, but you're not doing it. For some reason, you're hesitating. I feel like part of it may be fear-based, but I also feel like part of it is maybe money, not having everything the way that you want it. That's kind of holding you back. The thing is, I feel like you may miss an opportunity. Okay. So don't let, fear control what comes next for you. Okay. Don't block what's coming in. I just feel like some of you are definitely hesitating. It's weird because I feel like for some, it will bring them a better life either way. But I feel like for some, you may be missing out. It's not really that anything's really going on at the moment, but you may be missing out on a lot more. But for others, I do feel like there may be someone that's controlling around you. All right. And maybe, contributing to that fear, that doubt, making you hesitate, making you question yourself if you can really do it. They may even have some control over certain things, or maybe even, money or how things are done when it comes to money, stuff like that. All right. But even with that, I feel like there's a way. You need to look again. There's a way. Okay. There's someone who uses their authority to control. Okay. So I am sensing an abuse of authority, whether that's at work or your partner. I kind of feel for some of you, it's a partner. Or just someone around you. Could just be a family member that's very controlling, but I feel like this person, they don't want to let go. They don't want to let go. Okay, be careful with that. But that's something I was sensing. Let's get into the cards and see what comes out for you. What messages come out? Some of you feel stuck. You're not stuck. You're not stuck. You may not be thrilled about your options, but you're not stuck. And those options will lead to better things. They may be a little, how can I put it? I don't really even want to say challenging. It's just different. Okay, I'll use the word different. Okay. But I think that it's nothing that you can't overcome. And it will lead you to a better place, Cancer. Remember that. Remember that. Yeah, I knew there was someone controlling around you. The Emperor in reverse. Okay. And look at that new beginning. I'm telling you. Good things are waiting for you. You have the 10 of Cups upright. You have the 8 of Cups in reverse. You have the Emperor in reverse. And you have the Ace of Cups upright. So there's a completion to for some, I feel like you're heading to a new chapter. The only thing is that I feel like it's really good. It really is. Okay. A lot of you are feeling more complete, more together, more connected. Okay. But there's something off. Okay. And you know it, Cancer. You know it. I can feel that you know it. Okay. Because I kind of feel like this, I'm not saying this is not real, but I also feel like there's a little deception here. Okay. It's almost like some of you want the world or people around you to see you as having it together and being happy and everything. And I'm not saying you're not, but there is something missing and you know it. But it's almost like you don't want to address it. You don't want to acknowledge it. You don't want to try to remedy it. Okay. The thing is, like I said earlier, I feel like if you don't, you may miss an opportunity. You may miss good experiences. Okay. And I know you let go of a lot, Cancer. You walked away from a lot, but you may have walked away from too much. What I mean by that, you may have closed yourself off, and it's almost like you walked away from things that you should have walked away from, but there's some things that you shouldn't have, yet there's other things that you are still holding on to that really you need to release. You need to release. So I kind of feel like you feel like you're doing yourself justice, like you're, doing what you need to do for yourself. And in a way you are, but in a way you're also missing out and you're still holding on to some things, whether you want to hear that or not. Because I feel like some of you are like, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, you do. You know why? Because you can feel it. You can feel it. Okay? You can feel it in your chest. You can feel it in your gut. I'm not a doctor and I'm not talking about that type of stuff. You know what I'm talking about. That's what I'm sensing. Okay? That's what they're letting me know. You will know what I'm talking about. You feel like you don't need certain things. You don't need certain people. Are you sure? Now, don't get me wrong. You are holding on to some things that you don't need. And I just feel like you don't want to admit that to yourself. Yet I feel like you know. You're very psychic. You know, Cancer. Okay? You know, and you also know this person is not good for you. You've known it for a while. For a while. But it's like you have this goal, this image in your mind that you want to maintain, or this image that you're, presenting to people. And you know, if you address this, it will not be the same. But just remember what I said earlier. It will be different. It's not that it will be worse. It may even be challenging, but it's not going to be worse. I feel like you would be free. You would be liberated. You will see what you've been missing. Okay, including how people treat you. Because I have a feeling this person, whoever this is to you, whether it's a love, a family member, maybe even someone at work, but I have a feeling for most it is, someone close to you. I'm only saying work because I did feel like some of you may be having a hard time, okay, with someone at work. But I feel like this is more your family, okay? It would be different. It would be better. This person tries to tell you otherwise. They talk down to you. Now, like I said, yeah, this is one person, but I feel like you have a history of dealing with people that are like that, which is probably why you're closing yourself off. Okay, Cancer, no one can really tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? Don't give that power to anyone, because I feel like in a lot of situations that's what happened. Okay, I'm not saying that they are right and you're wrong. I'm just saying you gave your power to people. Okay, do not do that, because then they think they're in control. You know what I'm saying? Now, sometimes in life we go through things and we have to rely on people. I get that. Okay, but that doesn't mean they can control your whole life. And that's what I'm sensing. For some of you, there may be people that helped you. Maybe you were dependent on them for something. Maybe they supported you when no one else didn't. Whatever the case may be, that does not mean that they own you and that they can control you. Someone is abusing their power. Someone has power over something. So I kind of feel like it's not just their words and their actions. They have some authority over something. So I don't know if you're, like I said, you're dependent on them, whatever it is. I still feel like you can get out of it. But it's almost like you don't like your options in order to accomplish that. But like I said before, in the long run, it will be very beneficial to you. Because right now, what you're living is not, I hate to say it, it doesn't feel real to me. It looks like it, but it doesn't feel like it. Okay? Because every time I look at this, I feel like it's a picture, like, of what someone wants, not what they have, what they want. Okay, so there is definitely a disconnection here with the Hermit half sideways, but you can turn that around. But you got to know your worth. You got to know that you're capable of achieving that you deserve it. Okay, so like I said before, I do feel like some of you are working on yourselves. You try to let things go, but you're still holding on to a lot of things, and also a way of seeing things, a way of thinking that is not beneficial to you. And Cancer, you know, there's someone who doesn't like to admit things, okay, or doesn't like to accept things. You may need to do some shadow work, okay, because I feel deep inside you know what I'm talking about and you know what I'm saying, but you don't like it. So you're probably going to dislike the video or just not be like, yeah, okay, she don't know what she's talking about. Because some of you are lonely, yet you have people around you, right? I feel like they're not your people. They're not your people, but your people are there. But there's some disconnection, okay? Maybe some of you need to reconnect, reconcile, open up a little more, okay? I just feel like you can achieve this. This is, you know, very much available to you, but it's like, it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it. And I feel like sometimes you have moments where you're like, you know, I'm good, you know, I'm okay like this. But then there's other times where you know that you feel like an outsider. You feel like an outsider. You feel alienated. You feel very lonely. You spend a lot of time by yourself too. And in a way that's good because like I said, I do feel like some of you are definitely working on yourselves, but it can be a bad thing too because you can really block all that love, okay, from family, like-minded people, even love, true love, Cancer. And I'm saying that because some of you, this is someone you're with, and I don't feel like it's an ex either. You put up with this person for a while. They're very controlling, super controlling, all right? King of Swords, take charge. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. You know, it's weird because I feel like some of you have, but you're not taking the action. And some of you just like, I don't know, change bothers you. It bothers you, yet you're not happy. Yet you want to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're a little confused, but you're confusing yourself too, okay? Like I said, some of you need to do some shadow work, really need to look at the big picture, see the value in yourself and others that are around you, because there are good people around you. Don't get me wrong. But it's like you're I don't want to say all of them, but some of them I just feel like you're very distant. You're very distant. And the thing is, I feel like those are the ones that will make you feel so much better and so connected. But yet you're very distant. Yet you're around people that may fill some of that void. But then you're around others that remind you that you're alone. Okay, it's almost like they want you to be alone. Like they want you to think that you have nobody, whoever that person is. like you have no support or whatever. And that's not true. Like all you have is them. No, 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 no. You're being guided. Follow your intuition, follow your heart. You know, you deserve true unconditional love, Cancer. I feel like you're cutting yourself short. I feel like some of you question where you're going, what you're supposed to be doing, your purpose, your path. And then I feel like at other times it's like you're so like well, you know, kind of like this king can be. I don't really want to say stone cold, but you can be a little not so in touch with your emotional side. I don't really want to say it like that. It's more you just get cold, honestly. Get cold. You're like, I don't want to hear shit. You may get a little vicious with your words. Okay. There's moments like that, and then there's other moments where it's like you just act like nothing. Act like none of this is happening. Like you don't feel the way that you feel. You know, for those who think that you can't start over, yes, you can. Yes, you can, Cancer. I don't care how old you are. Yes, you can. Okay. Because that's also what I'm sensing here. It's like you feel you need to stick with this. Like, this is your life. Like, this is the norm. Like, this is just what it is. No. Okay. You can start over. Okay. There is love. True love. Okay. For those who could relate to the love thing. Okay. For some, it could just be family. I have a feeling, like I said, for others, I just keep sensing something at work. I know there's no pentacles here, but I just feel like someone is giving you a hard time at work. I don't know why. It could be that you're chilling and that's happening on the side. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that really has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but I keep sensing that for some reason. But it could be both. You know, maybe some of you have a hard time at work and a hard time at home. Like people are just controlling things. And which is also something I wanted to mention is that I want to go back to that power thing. I'm not saying that in every situation that you were wrong. I'm not saying that, Cancer. Do not think I'm blaming you. I'm trying to make you understand. I will say that you have given people too much power. Too much freaking power. Okay? I'm not saying it's okay how they acted. I am not saying it's okay to hurt you, to betray you, to disrespect you. I'm not saying that. I'm not making excuses for that. But I do feel like in these situations, you kind of allowed it. And why I'm saying that is because I just feel like it wouldn't have happened unless you allowed it. I don't know. I keep getting that feeling that you're allowing it. So you have some power that you're not using, or you're just giving it away. Okay? It's like you're too comfortable. Maybe you've been through stuff in the past where you feel good now and you're just like, I am not gonna, you know, do anything to change this. But like I said, I feel like you're cutting yourself short here. Okay? This is not how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to feel like this. You're not supposed to feel disconnected. You're not supposed to feel like someone is always talking down to you. You're not supposed to have someone controlling your every move. You were born alone. Okay? Unless you're a twin or a triplet, you're born alone. And even in that case, it's your life. It's your life. I'm not saying don't compromise. I'm not saying don't work together, but that's not what this is. This is control. It's abuse of power. It's control. That's it. And there's someone who gets a kick out of it too. Okay? It's like they laugh about it. Actually, they go to someone and laugh about it. Oh, can you believe this? What Cancer did, what they said, and this and this and that. They go to someone and gossip and giggle about it. And I believe that you've caught them before. I don't really think it surprised you, but it kind of surprised you because the other person you might have looked up to, or you just didn't think they were like that. And then you realize that maybe they befriend you. and were nice to you, and so you didn't think they were like that. But then you saw how these two giggle a lot, but you didn't know they were giggling about you, and now you do. Now you do. Just saying. Yeah, look again. Look again, Cancer. Answer that call. Judgment. Rebirth. Okay? You deserve so much more. You need to see that. You need to know that. Okay? And stop punishing people that make mistakes. Okay? Because I feel like you give other people more of a hard time than this person that shouldn't be doing what they're doing. I'm not saying that other people didn't make mistakes or do maybe questionable things, but I feel like it's forgivable stuff. Yet you're letting this person get away with so much abuse. Okay, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, actually. Whatever. Especially verbal. Some of you are definitely at a crossroads. I do feel like you're gonna need to make a lot of decisions. You're confused. Actually, I feel like a lot of you are at that place now. Or you know something's coming up where things are changing. That could be at work or just things in your life. Try to rest. Try not to get overwhelmed. Okay, this is quick movement, and I just feel like things are going to be pretty quick. And so you may need to adjust. You may need to really make a plan, okay, to kind of organize everything so that you don't feel so overwhelmed and so burned out. Okay. It will help with that confusion too. And Cancer, you really need to look, because this can be smoke and mirrors. And I just feel like with the judgment in this, it's like you're not seeing. You need to see the big picture. You need to see the big picture. What you want, you can have, but you ain't going to get it like that. That person is, it's not a positive thing. And like I said, you know this. You just don't want to hear it. Like, you'll probably get annoyed at me. I'm just saying, because I feel like you get annoyed when people tell you truth, okay? You know, some of you may have high expectations. You know, not everyone is going to do what you do, okay? In some cases, they may be wrong, but in other cases, I just feel like it's a difference of opinion. It's just that everyone's different, but you take it like a betrayal, like a straight up betrayal, okay? Bet on yourself, take chances, reach your dreams. You got this. Don't let fear or anyone stop you, Cancer, from reaching what you want, because it's very much within your reach. Stop caring what they think. This is your life to live. Stop caring. And I'm not just talking about this person either. Like I said, some of you want to be viewed a certain way, okay, by the public, by people around you, whatever it is. And it's like you're sacrificing for that. Yet I feel like if you do what you need to do to get rid of whatever doesn't serve you, you won't have to put up this front, this act. It will be reality. And I'm not saying you don't have happy moments and that you're miserable or anything, but I will say you go back and forth, and I just feel like there can be a continuous road of happiness if you made that change. I just feel like this person's bringing a lot of things that you shouldn't have to go through, but you're allowing. And that's why I keep talking about the power thing. Okay, so take some time for yourself, do some shadow work, look at the big picture, and truly see what is in front of you and what is best for you. Okay, and not just you, maybe a family, maybe you have children. Okay, maybe you don't, whatever, however it connects to you, Cancer. Okay, but that is your message. I hope it helps in some way, and good luck.